Hello, I'm Look Hippie. And today I'm going to be discussing every book that I'm going to be unhauling in the very near future. So I guess I should start this by saying I began the process of cleaning one of my shelves off. It's that brown shelf right there with the dog sitting on top of it. I totally emptied that shelf because I want that to be my red shelf. So basically, the shelf that I put all my books on that I've read um, since the beginning of this year and on throughout the rest of the year, every book I read is going to end up on that shelf. At the end of the month when I do my wrap ups. And then I figure that at the end of the year, when I go to do a yearly wrap up, God willing, I can just go to this shelf, go to this here brown shelf and take every book off, and that's every book I read this year, and then so on and so forth as the years go on. So in doing that, because I had books on that shelf, a lot of books that I have already read, it was just like a motley mix of books that I have read, haven't read, books that I just don't ever plan to read. And so that brings me to this unhaul, because there's so many books that I have that I don't even want. I'm looking at them right now and I'm gonna go ahead and count them. So it's 13 books as a whole that I just no longer want. I will be giving them or donating them by means of the various little libraries I have around my community. Because that's usually where I put all the books that I don't want, because I don't really know where else to take them to donate them, and I don't just want to throw them away. I rarely ever throw away books. I think I've only thrown away like one book in the last couple years, and that was because I did not want to put that garbage out into the world again. Get into this list. So, starting out, this is a 2-for-1 because I have 2 copies of this book. We have A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. Yanagihara? Yeah, Hanya Yanagihara. I will be giving these books away for personal reasons. Number one, let me say Hanya Yanagihara is a great writer and her writing is so beautiful, but this book was just so traumatizing for no reason at all. And it's like I thought I was going to go into this book and be totally fine, like whatever, and for the most part I was, but then there's every kind of abuse in this book that there could ever be in the world just shoved down into like a 700-page book, and it's the worst thing ever. So I will be putting these in a little library, but then again, I might just throw them away. We have The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. Me and Lucy Score just don't mix. I don't really like her writing. Yeah, I don't like her writing. Her I don't I had something that I wanted to say, but that's not very nice, so I'm not gonna say it. But her writing is just giving, it's not giving anything good. Okay, I don't like Lucy Score, so I'm giving that away. Next, we have a book that I've recently read, The Twin by Natasha Preston. This book, why do I keep dropping everything? This book was bad. It was bad. And that's it. And I don't want it, and I'm never going to read it again. So, Barbarian Mine? Yeah. Ice Planet Barbarians? I don't know why I ever picked this up. This is not a positive video. It just isn't. And I'm sad about that, but hey. Wake the Hollow. Don't think I'm ever going to read this. I picked it up from Dollar Tree. I've literally never touched it, but somebody else might enjoy it. Next, we have a book I have 2 copies of. I don't like hardbacks, and I don't need 2 copies of a book that I don't even know if I'm gonna like. So I will be giving this away, and that is The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lim. Now, Elizabeth Lim is an amazing writer, an amazing author. I love her writing, but like I said, I already have a copy of this book in a paperback, and I don't really like hardbacks. And this one is in pristine condition, so whoever gets their hands on this, it'll be like getting a brand new book, but for free. So, next we have another book that I have another copy of. That's the only reason I'm getting rid of this, is because I have a copy of it in a paperback. And as I said, I don't like hardbacks. They're just not practical. We've got Aragon, that book about the dragons, with all the dragons on the cover. So yeah, that one. Then we have a book that I started reading and I thought I was going to like it. I was so excited for, but it was just so very disappointing. And that is Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. And I bought this book in so many different formats. I spent an Audible credit on it. I bought it on Kindle. Actually, I didn't buy it on Kindle because it's on Kindle Unlimited. But then I went and I bought a physical copy and I didn't even like it. That's the most annoying thing in the world. Next, we have another book I've never touched and don't think I ever will. Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. I just am not ever going to read this, and that's okay. Somebody else will. Another book that I bought, it's like in brand new condition, but I've just never touched it, and every time I've tried, I just was like, I don't wanna. And that's Bunny by Mona Awad. And I think my issue with this is that the font is literally so small, so if I ever do read it, it'll probably be on Kindle because I'm visually impaired. So yeah. This is another book that I already have a copy of, and I don't need to have 2 copies of this book. I need to stop with that. I don't even know if I like it. Maybe one day I will figure out whether I like it enough to have 2 copies, but at this point in time, no. And that is Brandon Sanderson's The Way of Kings. This is huge. I ended up getting like the size down version of it, and so it's easier to carry around. Next, we have this graphic novel. It is Wonder Woman Warbringer. Last but not least, we have The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I am currently reading this book right now. I can tell you right now, I'm going to be reading it so slow. But I have a question. Why is this book so big, right? Why is it so huge? Why is it bigger than my face? Okay. But then you open it up. In the font, why? Literally, why? So, needless to say, I'm giving that away. So those are all of the books that I plan to get rid of here soon. And, yeah. Just making room for books that I know I'm going to read and I know that I'm going to enjoy. Because I'm definitely going to be more picky about the books that I pick up here in the future, just because I do want to have a library one day, and I want to have a home that's filled with books. And I know it's not going to be possible to have your home a library full of books, thousands of books, and you like them all. I get that. But a lot of these, like, they're not even objectively good literature, so, like, why would I keep them? Like, if there are books that I don't like, but they're classics, but they have lent something to society, they have lent something to history, they are the reason, the literal, legit reason why English is even as prominent of a language as it is today, yeah, you bet your bottom dollar I'm gonna keep those books because they have value. But you know, I'm not gonna keep a graphic novel about Wonder Woman on my shelf. Like, that's okay. That's all right. I'm not gonna keep some poorly written, like, YA thriller on my shelf when I could just give it to somebody who will actually appreciate it. That's gonna bring us into the video. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good evening. And I hope you get rid of books that you know you're never gonna read to make room for ones that you will. And I hope you have a good day. Bye.